Hi, my name is Atticus Everett, and I am presenting research on Los Angeles housing. This is for the Module 1 phase evaluation of Architecture 501 Studio online in the fall of 2024 with Professor Elena Cánovas at Arizona State University. Los Angeles has its roots as a Western boom town. It financially took off when the railroads were connected from San Francisco, and it has been an economic hub of trade and production since then in the late 1800s. And it especially was during the height of the military industrial manufacturing from the mid 20th century into the 2000s. Has driven the economy and the demand for social equity and justice throughout LA's history and into the present. And as you can see here, there's protests for workers' rights throughout the Los Angeles Public Library's photography collection. Change has been particularly impactful on the Los Angeles people and the economy there, in large part because of local pollution from historical industry as well as LA's geographical location. Workers in LA have immigrated, especially from Hispanic American countries and Asia. The economy has shifted towards the service sector in recent decades, but LA remains a domestic leader in production, especially of fashion and textiles. Part of the LA City Council's goals for the next half century involve managing the balance between jobs and housing in the city to sustain the population growth. Housing must become both more dense and more healthful in order to promote retention and immigration of workers for those jobs. Here are some of the takeaways from that phase of the research. Heights neighborhood has been a hugely consequential place in the history of American justice and equality. The Chicano movement and the Madres de Estela were both organized in Boyle Heights. And now gentrification has been added to the list of threats to the Boyle Heights residents' kind of spatial and financial stability there. Economy in Boyle Heights specifically is mostly supportive of the dense residential area there and in the services sector as well. The built environment is older, early or mid-century low-density construction. There are cultural landmarks, especially murals, but little public green space. Some of the key takeaways that we got from looking at Boyle Heights. Studied the historic 4th Street Bridge as part of our class digital model project. I overlay Library of Congress records with Google Earth images to find the dimensional scale of the bridge, then checked against the heights of vehicles and road widths in Google Earth imagery. Towns our model area to the north and crosses the LA River and 4th Street Rail Yard, providing pedestrian and vehicle access across the river. Pedestrian stairs and vehicle underpasses facilitate circulation at the neighborhood and city scale. Here is the site model made by Professor Elena Cánovas' fall of 2024 501 online section. Also studied global precedents for affordable housing. I reported on the Novo Parque Santo Amaro 5 project in Sao Paulo, Brazil, designed by Hector Villeca and Associates. The project was designed to mitigate health and safety hazards which had existed in the densely but informally occupied site, and to provide a public recreation and circulation infrastructure to the community at large, all the while housing the 200 families of previous inhabitants of the site location. They used narrow buildings with exterior circulation to maximize airflow and light. Integrated recreation and circulation into the park program on the ground level. Graded walkways across the valley with the unit circulation to provide a more comfortable pedestrian route through the area. Designers mirrored the surrounding buildings to identify the new urban infrastructure with the surrounding informal construction context. Going into the design phase of the project, I'll make sure to reflect the scale of the context to respond to the historical and contemporary conditions of equity in the neighborhood, respond to the environmental impacts of global climate crisis, as well as the hyper local kind of violent planning that has happened in Boyle Heights, and to leverage density to foster community, and do that by creating desirable community amenities. So thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye.